I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration.
I'll beat you.
When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties.
Are you ready?
That goes in the files.
Are you ready? Let's get it all!
Yo, welcome back to the fifth round. As always, your boy, Stephen Moustaris. And guys, this one's one of the craziest ones ever. UFC 285 this weekend. I couldn't be any more excited. The press conference, wild. Just watching all these videos, all the fighter interviews, literally is so stacked. I mean, my favorite fighter, we're not my favorite fighter, but my women crush of the MMA is Amanda Hebos. She's fighting. You got Cameron Simon on the board. You got Ian Gary on the board. We got so many people. You got the Cody Garbrandt, maybe last chance of a huge fight. You got oh my goodness, we got some Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. We got them all. Bo Nichols making his debut. Matthias Gamrot, Jalen Turner. Oh, guys, there's so many fights going on. And shouts out to you guys that understand it when you guys have your favorite fighter fighting. And you guys get more nervous for that than you would if it was your own fight, fighting Mike Tyson or something in his prime. Every time Jon Jones fight, my chest is my heart's coming out of my chest. Same with Max Holloway. It's the same with so many people. Sean O'Malley's starting to be up there, but originally it was Rampage Jackson, Anderson Silva, GSP. You fall in love with these guys as a young age, and then it starts moving on to other people the next generation. But Jon Jones is I think that's why he's my favorite. It's one of the first guys I've ever got to really see since his first fight in the UFC. As I started, I think 2 years before that, he makes his debut, and then I'm sitting here against Andre Guzmão, and I'm sitting there man, this guy can just see it in him now. He started the fight off kind of slow, and then just turns into this crazy guy. Starts falling in love with his just unorthodox style and everything, and then you start to follow him, and then his dominations of Vladimir Matyushenko and Ryan Bader, and then Brandon Vera, and then you go on and watch him just absolutely dominate Shogun and stuff Lyoto Machida, Rampage, Rashad. We can go on forever for the people he absolutely dominated. Stephen Bonner even on his way up. Guys, this man is the truth. And even though I did admit, I haven't been that excited for a fight since. I can't lie, I was pretty excited for the Dominic Reyes fight just because I was really looking forward to Jon Jones shutting Dominic Reyes up. This new up and comer, undefeated guy. Shut him down, but. Boy, was that a good fight. And I don't know. It was so close to me, and I'm kind of a believer that, if you're going to win the belt from a dominant champ, you got to knock them out or finish them, or at least pull out, a Kamaru Usman dominant, performance he did against Tyron Woodley, or the way that, RDA did against Anthony Pettis, something like that, where there's no question. And it was just too close. I understood why they gave it to Jon Jones, but I could have seen it go either way. But still, with, the Thiago Santos fight and the Anthony Smith fight, sorry, Thiago Santos was a 185er, which he put on a great performance. And Anthony Smith, a fucking middle of the road guy, no offense, he would kick my ass. So I'm not talking shit just when it comes to high level MMA. I mean, we see him get beat by everybody. So it's I know it's tough to be excited for those fights. And I am on the train that this is finally where dedicated Jon Jones is the most motivated. Jon Jones is the best fighter. So hopefully we get that. We're hearing a lot of stories. He's been staying out of trouble. So I don't know. It's just the real questions now. Ciryl Gane does have the style, I feel is trying to be unbiased as I possibly can. I really feel Ciryl Gane's got the style at heavyweight to be able to just move all night. And I think the fourth and fifth round could get ugly for Ciryl Gane. If it gets to that point, he could finish it. Jon Jones can finish it. Who knows? But, the one thing I do want to sit here and at least play devil's advocate a little bit here, I know people are making a big deal about Ciryl Gane got taken down by Francis and got outworked by Francis, but to be fair, if you're going into a fight with Francis Ngannou, I mean, I've only trained Muay Thai and done all that stuff. I've never done really big MMA like that. But just saying, if you're going up against a Mike Tyson level style hitter, yeah, I get that. Okay, yeah, I'm sure it's MMA. I'm sure clinching and things can get involved. But when you're fighting a guy like that, you're not even thinking he's taking you down. Oh, Mike Tyson's going to take me down. No, he's trying to knock my fucking head off. So to be fair, I could see why he might not have been ready for that. And at least the first couple takedowns, which I get it. If it's a title fight, you got to be ready. So I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying what this could translate for him against Jon Jones. And another thing, let's not say you're in Britain. I know Jon Jones just put on 30 pounds, 40 pounds of muscle, and I get it. He's looking strong, and he's got brothers that are in the NFL, which could very well help him out. But I just don't care. I don't think that he would be as strong as fucking Francis Ngannou, who's got to cut 40 pounds to make 265. This guy's huge. And so I do think he was probably a little stronger. So it's probably a little easier to get a takedown if you're Francis Ngannou and you wrap your hands around somebody than it would be Jon Jones. I know he's got better technique, but I'm just saying Ciryl Gane's probably, I don't want to say he could come in here so undertrained and look terrible, but I'm just saying I think he definitely has definitely has it in mind that, hey, I'm going to get a takedown. And I wouldn't be shocked, guys, if you watched last night of the press conference, Jon Jones was putting a lot in his head about takedown. So I would not be shocked if Jon Jones has been working on something, some sort of, I don't want to say like the fake takedown with the spinning elbow or anything. I don't think he would probably pull that too early. I'm just saying I think he might have something up his sleeve because, his training camp's one of the greatest camps. They have one of the greatest game plans of all time, which is why it makes Jon Jones so amazing. He's so good at executing game plans. So I don't know. I just think, like, if we're sitting here, the good thing is Jon Jones fans, his 205 legacy will never be touched. I don't think, even if he loses tonight, say he goes on, or tomorrow, say he loses, gets knocked out or submitted or something embarrassingly, still, there's going to be people, 3 years off, man. He was on the juice. Like, all these excuses are going to be thrown out. He's going to probably be like, I just don't have it anymore. You can use that excuse of like, it's just not the same Jon Jones, like I don't party anymore. We'll have that excuse out there. But if he goes out and beats Ciryl Gane, it's like, oh shit, he's the GOAT, So you got to be ready for those. But at the same time, if Ciryl Gane does win, this is going to be weird for the UFC. Not necessarily Jon Jones. I think Jon Jones, and this is me as a fan, so it's easily I could say this because in my head, all these debates of GOAT and stuff, he could still easily be it, in my opinion, for what he did in 205. Because you take 3 years off anybody, it's going to probably not go the greatest. So that is kind of nerve-wracking. But if he does come off 3 years like he did against his two best performances, arguably, are his DC fight that he knocked him out, and that was off a 2-year layoff, and I know it got overturned, but guess what? The clip's still out there. He's knocked out. We saw it. And then the whole Gus thing, he took another 2 years off, came back and took Gus out. So, in one of the most dominating performances, probably his best performance ever, unless you count the Shogun fight, which might be it as well. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, guys, there's so many things to be looking at, so many storylines that I'm excited for. So many great fights, but I'm telling you guys, I don't even know if I'll be able to watch this fight without fucking throwing up just because of how nervous I'm going to be. Just first time we've seen Jon Jones in a while, but I'm telling you guys, something about these press conferences and seeing him all hyped up in these interviews, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but that one guy, I forget his name, I should have looked it up better, but he's always on Twitter, always posting videos on Instagram and stuff when he does the announcer, kind of like he's Bruce Buffer or something, but he does his own little spin to it, and they were in the meet and greet in Vegas for Jon Jones on like Tuesday or something. And in front of hundreds of people, this guy was introducing Jon Jones. You can see him all hyped up, jumping up, going, woo, Jon Jones. So I'm telling you guys, something's just feeling right. I think Jon Jones gets this done early. I think this might be within 2 rounds, gets a submission or a dominant fucking ground and pound. And I think we're sitting there like, oh shit, Jon Jones is back. And just for us MMA guys or fans out there and the MMA gods watching us now, can we please get a Jon Jones win just so I can see the interview with Daniel Cormier after? Please, please, please. Whew, is that too much to ask? But let's go, baby. UFC 285. Go check out all the damn videos I've done. I talked about Valentina and Alexa, like I said. I talked about Cody Garbrandt. This might be his last chance. I talked about literally everything. I think I talked about Jeff Neal, how he's going to be the first one to beat Chavkat. Check that out. Is Bo Nickel the truth? I think he's going to be the next big superstar. I think he's easily going to win this fight. And I just want to hope that the UFC doesn't push him too far because he's only 3-0. I know he's a 3-time division champion. I think he was almost in the Olympics or whatever. He was on the U23 team. He's doing all the damn thing. Dude's phenomenal. And I just hope the UFC can do it for him. Let's go, baby. UFC 285, guys. Let's go.